What's up, YouTube Gen X? The whole story over Diddy's son getting a full ride to play football at UCLA is nothing more than a story that's one of those stories that's meant to rile up uneducated white America, right? So your segments of the white community um, that really don't have college as an option. It is what it is because if you are somebody who's went to college or you're in college or you're thinking about going to college, then this is really a non-story. Especially when you consider the fact that this is definitely not the first case of the son or daughter of a former athlete um, who's went off to play a sport at the college level and they've gotten a full athletic scholarship. You know, you look at Joe Montana, Michael Jordan, Doc Rivers, um, I want to say Patrick Ewing. So Tim Hardaway has a son playing at Michigan. These are all more so current players that I can think of. Like, I'm not even really uh, using any brain power. So for me, this is really nothing new. But like I said before, a story like this, it's really doing nothing more than trying to uh, pull on the heartstrings of uneducated white America and get them to start complaining and say, hey, this is why we don't have opportunities or this, that, and the third. It's because people like Puff Daddy have kids that eat up money that should be going to a more deserving student. So I say, if you're not somebody who's familiar with how college works, um, that this would somehow work for you. I say that because if you do understand the whole concept of college and scholarships or whatever, you understand that you have different types of scholarships, where you have scholarships that are based off of financial need. This is what we all understand, right? So you have scholarships that are based off of social economics, where the criteria is your parents have to make X amount of dollars, or you have to be from, let's say a school district that's considered to be in a at-risk environment or whatever, and they have their safeguards for that to prevent folks from getting scholarships designed for students and families in financial need. Now, obviously, there's ways around that, right? And I'm not going to put it out there, right? But just I know how to do it. If I had a kid or whatever, and I was just trying to be just frugal and just be an asshole and not want to pay for their education, even though I can more than afford it. Oh yeah, there's ways to get around that, so my children can get scholarships based off of financial need. But it's very hard to do, and your average person doesn't know how to do it because for the most part there are safeguards, and if you lie and get caught, you do have to pay back the money. I've seen it happen where I've seen some folks lie, not black folks, but he was like, I want to say Filipino. Um, and, they lied and they got caught up. The school asked them to provide, W-2s or whatever, and they just got caught up in the lie because they got some bad advice. And lo and behold, they did retroactively punish his ass. So he had to end up paying back almost $30,000 because that 30K was based off of the understanding that he was in financial need. So there's ways that schools employ to make sure that students who don't need scholarships that are designed for families and students of financial need don't get them. So that, I think, is a myth that's put out there. Oh, they're just giving out scholarships to anybody who applies. No, that's not how it works. Yeah, you have the rare few that actually know how to work the system, but your average person doesn't know how to do it, right? And I know because I pretty much had an insider tell me, if you wanted to do something of that nature, here's how you do it. And I'll tell you this, you got to start years in advance, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, moving forward, you have different types of scholarships. You got a scholarship, if you got a high score in the SAT. So that really has nothing to do with how much money your parents have. No one's complaining about the Indian guy who gets a scholarship and both his parents hold a PhD, because it's understood that, well, that scholarship that he got was based off of his SAT score. or his GPA or some essay contest or some science project that he won. No one's complaining over that. Even though if you really want to sit down and look at, okay, what type of kid is usually getting the highest SAT scores? And they're usually your upper middle class sort of kids, right? Study, study, study. Parents have the money to send them to this prep course and that training program. But yet they can score, they can get high scores on the SAT or other tests or whatever and GPAs, right? And get these scholarships but nobody's saying anything, even though the parents can't afford for them to go to school. Why is that? It's understood at the end of the day the scholarships that they are receiving aren't based off of financial need. They're just based off of some sort of academic performance. You can get a scholarship for outstanding community service. So it is what it is. So moving forward, you do have athletic scholarships that are not based off of financial need. They're based off of athletic excellence in a certain sport. So if you're getting an athletic scholarship, whether you're rich or poor, it has nothing to do with your financial situation. It has everything to do with your level of excellency at the sport that you play. It's as simple as that. So once again, an athletic scholarship is not a financial need scholarship. It's in the same category as an academic performance scholarship, which once again, no one gets mad at. No one is crying over that, which to me is amazing. So when you see the best running back in the nation getting, let's say, a full scholarship to go play for Alabama, and he's coming from dirt poor poverty, guess what? The fact that he's from poverty, that does not matter in terms of his scholarship. Right? He could be Obama's son. It still doesn't matter. He's getting that athletic scholarship based off of his ability to play football, to be that running back. It's as simple as that. In the same way, somebody wins a scholarship based off of some science project that was innovative. And the award is going to the best project. Really, and they're not considering, are they rich or poor? No. Because those are not financial need-based scholarships. End of story. The part that's really alarming is that out of all the schools, UCLA, right, I'm a Southern California product, so I have countless friends and family that has been to UCLA. So I've been all through that campus, all through Westwood. And you sit back and you're like, you can't tell me that, right, we don't have, or UCLA doesn't have athletes who may not be the sons and daughters of, former athletes, but they're still wealthy and well off, but they're still getting full athletic scholarships. Right? How many baseball players and quarterbacks and soccer players do I know of within Southern California that have come for money, but they still got a full ride to play soccer? It is what it is. So like I said before, to me, this story is really a non-issue. And it's really a story that its sole purpose is to get uneducated white America to be upset and to get mad at something. That's all it is. And use Puff Daddy as the poster child. And the dumb part about it is, this just goes into what we've been saying all along about pretty much the vast majority of white America, and quite frankly, how you guys have your thumb up your ass. Because y'all not complaining when it's somebody who's white who's getting some type of assistance and they don't really need it. Get mad at that. Get mad at the rich white folks who have the crafty lawyers and accountants who know the system, like I told y'all before, who know how to be frugal. So you got wealthy millionaires that would rather save, let's say, $500,000 as opposed to paying that so that they can pay for their 3 kids to go off to college, and they'll work the system. Get mad at that shit. But y'all just accept it. So, let me stop. It is what it is. That's the video. Y'all know where to find me. God bless.